The ANC has moved closer to fulfilling the promise of free tertiary education for the poor. The ANC-NEC resolved to make higher education more accessible amid calls for free and decolonized education. ANC Secretary Gwede Mantashe said the extended NEC Lehotla had resolved that students from poor families will be given grants to study for free, provided they pass. The resolution should come as a relief for students who have been protesting against higher education being too expensive. However, the resolution is likely to be a bitter pill for the missing middle students who do not qualify for financial aid but cannot necessarily afford high tertiary education fees. It now remains to be seen if the ANC's proposal will get buy-in from students across the board.
The National Executive Committee called on the Lekhuta to come up with a concrete proposal on a free higher education, taking into account the ANC stated commitment to ensuring that financial needy and academically deserving students, whether poor, working class or middle class, can access loans and bursaries in order to gain entry to university and technical vocational education colleges without paying upfront fees at the point of entry. So that is a resolution that has been sent to government that take a decision.
Well, joining us on phone line now to discuss this further is Kulakani Skosana, COSA's Secretary General. Good afternoon to you and thank you for joining us here on ANN7. First and foremost, how do you see the ANC-NEC's decision to make higher education more accessible amid calls for free and decolonized education?
Good afternoon and thanks for having us. Look, as we think that there is no one who can deny that under President Zuma's leadership, the ANC has been very serious in its attempt to gradually implement fee-free education. We as the Congress of South African Students acknowledge, I think it's important that we note that also we've had the opening of 2 new universities in the year 2016. Basically, we are saying as COSAS that the African National Congress is prepared to listen to young people of South Africa. On the other hand, we are saying that the efforts of government and the African National Congress are not enough to resolve the challenges of South Africa. We need the private sector to come on board and also show South Africans confidence that the private sector is as well prepared to alleviate the challenges that the country is experiencing today. It is the private sector that complains every day that we are under junk status, but we do not see any efforts from these companies which are taking money out of South Africa, any efforts to educate the South African child. The only way we can get rid of junk status, weak rand, and poverty in the country, it is by educating the African child. We are so grateful that the African National Congress, led by President Zuma, is available to listen and resolve the challenges of students. Those who are taking him in boardrooms and in nice offices are the ones who are quiet. We want to see the people of Save SA. Why are they not donating so that the state and students are assisted? We have a lot of students who are affected by student accommodation, but there's no business or company that sponsors or sponsored Save SA that was available to assist in terms of student accommodation. We know that there are those who are quiet when South Africa is facing real challenges of student accommodation, of new institutions and schools that need to be built, but they want to be vocal in terms of who should be president and who should not be president. We are confident that the African National Congress must continue to lead this country. It must continue to deliver services to the South Africans, and we are appreciative of the fact that the ANC and under President Zuma spent time and engaged and resolved on implementing fee-free education. We are demanding that new universities, TVET colleges, and schools need to be constructed. And we are saying that these nice universities that have water fountains and libraries on campus must understand that in basic education you have children who are prepared to study under the tree. You have children who are prepared to study inside mobile classes. We cannot continue to have a situation where young people are rejected by universities because of space. We are saying that in 2018, we will allow no situation where these university councils are rejecting students on the basis of space. The Constitution says that education is our right, and we're not going to have hockey fields or cricket fields when students are locked outside of education. We are saying that in the similar sense that there are mobile classes in high schools, we want to see students being allowed to study on every available land on campuses around South Africa. On the other hand, we are saying that the ANC and the president must continue to listen and deliver to the young people of South Africa.
Secretary General, with regards to COSAS's reaction to what Gwede Mantashe had to say with regards to the extended NEC Lekgotla resolving that students from poor families will be given grants to study for free provided they pass, what is COSAS's reaction to that idea?
We believe that not only students who are performing well, but all students need to be assisted. We cannot throw away any child because of their academic performance. We are saying that we do not want to be part of creating criminals. We are not giving up on any South African child. All products of the public schooling system need to be benefits of the subsidized and the fully subsidized grants which the African National Congress is speaking about. We are saying that NEFSAS needs to be converted into a grant, a full grant, not only for those who are performing well, but for all beneficiaries. There's no student who must owe government money. We are saying that also, in particular, banks that are providing student loans, we want those loans to be converted into grants. No student must owe the bank a student loan. We're not slaves of banks here. Banks must also be responsible for providing free education. It is not only Zuma's problem, it is not the ANC's problem, it is a societal problem. And people must not be on a complaining note, but also they must take issues into their own hands. We appreciate communities which are opening accounts to fund students. Let's all be part of the solution. And as the Congress of South African Students, we are an integral part of the solution. We are making sure that students are not rejected and students do not miss school because they don't have registration or application fees. University councils need to understand that we're not going to listen to them. These universities belong to us as South African children. They don't belong to some people in suits. And we're saying that there is no aspirant student who will be rejected by any university on the basis of space or financial challenges. And there is no financial exclusion that will take place in 2017 or 2018. We're not going to disrupt our education, but we will disrupt their functionings and their business, because we believe that to transform education, it is these councils who have too much power that must be held to account.
Well, thank you very much, Secretary General. We hear your thoughts. Then we appreciate your comments. We appreciate you talking to us this afternoon. That was COSAS Secretary General Khulekani Skosana just talking to us about ANC Secretary Gwede Mantashe stating that the extended NEC Lekgotla had resolved that students from poor families will be given grants to study for free provided they pass. Just getting a reaction there from COSAS in that regard. Stay tuned to ANN7 for the latest details and developments here.